When you have cancer, getting scanned is part of the journey, and it is a regular part of the journey. Scans often come with scanxiety, is what we call it. It's that horrible feeling when you're scanned and you know that you're waiting for results, and the possibility that the results are not going to be good can cause a little bit of anxiety. And I know Alex was saying, oh yeah, no, I noticed that when you've got the scans, you are a bit more volatile. And yeah, like I don't even realize it's just this underlying worry that I'm not entirely aware of all the time, because I try to prepare myself by thinking what the results might be if they were bad and how I will react, and then I just think of hoping that it's all good. Trent is going for a ride. Well, he's riding the bike and giving Roxy a run. The other thing for me is when you are on a clinical trial, you have even more scans than usual, because they don't know how humans react, and they want to have a good amount of data that shows exactly what is happening. And so they scan for more things than we would normally scan for, and the scans are more regular and closer together. So it's kind of nice in one way that they know that if you've got cancer growing, they're going to know very quickly. But in the other way, you've got to go through the scans over and over. I'm just grateful that I'm on the trial and get this opportunity, and that it is having good results, keeping the cancer stable for me. So I'm more than happy to travel down to Brisbane, because I need to be close to the trial centre for where I get all the scans. So it was another trip to Brisbane. So here I am on scan day. I've got a rush, but I've just arrived in Brisbane. I'm in the car park. This curl, I kind of twist and twiddle so it doesn't go frizzy, but sometimes it goes extra curly. Yeah, so scan day. Jesus, please let all these scans be good. I was going so well, nothing was cancelled with arthritis, and then I got sick. And I think I've had at least 6 weeks since I've had treatment. So that kind of is really disappointing, but hopefully it's made no difference and everything goes smoothly today. Yeah, and I've got to run. I'm all finished. I just went, I'm on the floor where the echo is, and I just went in to see whether they could fit me in early, but the waiting room was so busy I didn't even bother asking. So I had to fast before this, level 5, and I'm going to go down to South Bank and get breakfast or brunch and come back here for 1:20. Okay, on my way to South Bank. So I should update you. Everything went really smoothly today, and they were just getting me in boom, 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 one after another, because sometimes I have to wait for ages in between all the scans. So I'm finished at 10:30 a.m, which was earlier than usual even. And I'm lucky today because even though I went to see if they could get me in early to the echo's at 1:20, and normally it's at 3 or 3:30. So I won't get home sooner though, because Jaden and Toby are going to do beekeeping with Dad on Friday, so I need to get them a veil and some gloves at least. And I think we'll get the other gear later. Yum. Oh, and this mango crush is beautiful. It's got real like mango through it. And eggs Benny, my favourite. This is my favourite bit. I'm just killing time here at the riverside. There's the city cats going past, and actually there's the city. Beautiful day in Brisbane, 29 degrees, but doesn't feel really hot because there's a beautiful breeze. And yeah, tried ringing some bee places. looks like the cheap bee veils are gone at the place I wanted to go to. Gloves are there, but I might have to buy a really expensive suit, and times 2. Yeah, I don't know what to do. I should have ordered something online last week, but I was so sick and I was just lying in bed basically till midday, just reading a book and taking it easy, and then kind of doing stuff with the children, and I just forgot completely about the bee suits. So now I'm a little bit annoyed at myself. Buying them from an actual bricks and mortar shop is not easy. And I am coming out here to do all the little bits in between to explain what's not explained in the video. But I'm still feeling antsy because there was 2 snakes that we saw in the backyard or near it. And we have actually caught 1, but there's still 2 snakes. So the 2 snakes that we caught were males fighting, and then we've found a female mating with the 1 remaining male after we caught 1 of the snakes. So I'm still feeling every time I'm outside, which I've grown up. I've grown up as an Australian on farms, so I am always looking out for snakes. But last night, my little niece Isabella got bitten by a snake. But this happened to my nephew in December last year as well. Snakes can give a warning bite, and so they can call it like a dry bite. So it seems like the snake just kind of grazed her or just gave the warning bite, and she didn't get the venom in her. But it was a big long trip to the hospital that wasn't pleasant with the little girl, and so now snakes are on my mind again. And even though I am standing in the very short grass where snakes don't normally go, I'm feeling a bit just don't like snakes. Anyway, once you have a scan, there's always the wait in between having the scan and then going across for treatment. Now, they were presuming that the scan was all going to be okay, so they had sent me across to get bloods for my treatment. But before that, I met up with my friend around, I think it was quite early, was it 7 a.m? But I think I didn't get there until at least 7:30 or something. But Toowoomba's beautiful in September. This was September. And so I met up with my friend Kylie, who you've met before, but you might not remember. She's my friend from grade 1 in school. We met each other when we were 5 and 6, or maybe we were both 5 at the time. So Kylie is my oldest friend. And yeah, so we looked at the gardens together and had some baker's duck, and that was lovely. And in between that, I went and got my blood test, which always takes time. Laurel Bank Park with Kylie. Oh, sorry. There was no warning there. Now we are in the Scented Gardens. Okay, I have gone from Pucks to Busy Road there. I'm getting my blood test. Hopefully I finally get treatment tomorrow. And here we're at the blood place. And hopefully it is open. Yep. Well, I have come to a different S&P this time because it is closer to the park that I was at, and open from 6:30 a.m. And yeah, they're doing things a different way again. They have got me to email, which sometimes I email to the other place, but she's going to print out the results. Anyway, I'm in a bad mood with the other place that I normally go to because they bruised me so badly this time, so hopefully we'll go better this time. Well, I came out and I was going to send Kylie a message saying, "So Kylie up there?" Saying that took a long time, and then I thought, it almost always takes a long time. Anyway, that is Kylie. Hey, Kylie. What's that?
Some of them would be interesting to try.
Should have got one for later. Okay, I am at Queen's Park waiting for Kylie, who's going to follow me because even though, here she is. Kylie got lost even though she lived in Toowoomba for how long? No, she was going to follow me, but she followed somebody else. She followed a random person.
They took me to the wrong place.
Yes.
Rude.
But anyway.
Old people.
Yeah, I thought, no, she must have thought, oh, this is easy. I don't need to wait for Caitlin because I saw you driving off. But anyway, we've got our Baker's Duck stuff. So, and we've got a beautiful park. Need to find a spot. Just waiting for Kylie at the toilet. So I thought I would show off. I might show it off later. My Toowoomba Carnival of Flowers pastry. It's got Biscoff in it. I am obsessed with Biscoff at the moment. Queen's Park Botanic Gardens. Good old cannon that we've all played on as kids. Good old Kylie, who I played on the cannon with as a kid. Can you remember the cannon?
No.
I don't remember the cannon. Okay, tell me if you don't think this is cute. Zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. And there's a kookaburra there. Whoops. Yes, but for my vlog, what's about to happen, Jonty?
Spontaneous snow trip, basically, with Trent, my brother. So it'll be sick.
Yeah, because it's what inspired you to go?
Well, because the lift tickets are extra cheap at this time of year, and it happened to have been a banger of a season, so there's just hectic amounts of snow left. Not crazy, but there's heaps of snow left, more than usual. So I'm like, we've got to do a trip. We've got to go.
And Trent's got, because you guys are going to camp in the snow.
Yeah, camping.
And Trent, when did you find out that you're going to go skiing?
Last week.
No, when did we decide?
Yesterday.
About a couple of hours ago, for sure. We talked about it. What was that, Amy? We've got stuff everywhere because I've been decluttering that. It's got that everywhere because it's been school holidays and I've been sick and I've got to go. It was treatment day. I travelled down to Brisbane. Normally after a scan, you go into the doctor's office. He talks about the scan results and then you go for treatment. And they just took me straight through to treatment. I thought, well, that must be good news. If the doctor's too busy to see me, obviously if I'm getting treatment, things are going well. But he did update me. It wasn't what I thought, and it kept on being not what I really thought. So I'll let you watch how all that panned out. And keep watching. I'll post the next video that continues the story. My clinical trial just arrived and she's checking if the car has a charge car. The chair is free, so I'm thinking that means the scans have been good. And the reception's decorated for the Brisbane Broncos. Let me show you. Right, I am all finished, ready to get to my car. It's been a fun day actually. My favourite nurse, John. Actually, no, I shouldn't say my favourite nurse. There are so many favourite nurses here that Anyway, I have a lot of favourite nurses here and in Toowoomba. So some of them I'm like, oh, you're my favourite nurse. But then I'm like, actually, yeah, there's quite a few that are lovely. But John is really good for a laugh. So yeah, lots of laughs with him and my trial coordinator. So I'm coming out feeling very happy. I feel like I've been to a comedy show all day. Okay, just keeping my eye on. There's a, I don't know whether it's security or parking wandering around. And I'm feeling, there's a bit of a shadow there. I'm feeling a bit, because when I left after my scans on Tuesday, I left the building and there's a station upstairs that I can go to, but somebody parked in front of it and they were just getting out of the car and that, which is a bit rude. Anyway, you can pay at the gate on the way out. Prefer to pay at the station in case something goes wrong. And it did go wrong, so because the trial will pay for my parking, I went to press the receipt. There was no receipt, and the guy on the thing was like, well, I'm just gonna be 15 minutes. And I'm like, well, I can't sit here for 15 minutes. Anyway, so I'm in the middle of talking to him and he just rudely went, I've got another call, and just the line went dead. Anyway, when I rang them on the telephone, I got a lovely lady who fixed it all up and sent me the receipt, and it's all good. So I was a bit suspicious when I saw somebody wandering around in a neon vest. But the scans from Tuesday, I have not got them. I have just arrived expecting to hear all the scan results before I started treatment. But no, the scan report has not been written. And yes, the company I go to should be sending it across to another company to write the report, but they haven't sent the scans across. So the other company can't write the report. So it's a little bit frustrating, but I'm not feeling worried about the scans, and neither is my doctor. We do know the MRI has been fine, the echo has been fine, and the abdominal ultrasound has been fine. They're all fine. But we just need this CT report. I did talk to the abdo guy while he was ultrasounding, and I said, because he's like, why are you getting an MRI? And I'm like, it's just a trial. It's not because they're worried about the cancer going into my brain. It's just a trial protocol. Everybody has to do it. And I said, I'm not worried about this abdomen. He told me that's how I know the abdo is fine. He said, like, yeah, actually it's no problem. And which usually they don't do, but I'm glad he did. But I said the CT is the only one that I would be worried that there's something that could come up there, but I'm not worried about it. I always get worried when I'm not worried, because I was not worried and then there was a big cancer growth one time. But yeah, it was reassuring that my doctor is also not worried, and they were just really, oh, well, we're just going to go ahead with treatment and we'll call you when the scans come through. So that is the current plan. I'd like to, while I'm in Brisbane, get something for the triplets for their birthday, but I don't really know what to get them. The boys have been looking on Facebook Marketplace for a second bike, and there is a possibility out there in Toowoomba, the right bike and the right price, but they're finding it really hard arranging a meeting with this guy. So the kids are like, if we got that bike, there are lots of bike accessories that we would like to get, but because they're sharing the one bike, they don't want to do that unless they've got the two bikes. This other bike was almost identical, so they were like happy to then allocate a bike each, rather, Siri wanted to record a bike ride because I was talking about bikes so much, rather than share it. But who knows, we might end up getting a totally different bike and they'll have to share it. We'll just see. And they're very good at sharing, so. I forgot to tell you that I did find a beekeeping supplies shop, and it had a lot of cheap stuff there, which was perfect for us because we're just entry level, and Dad's quite experienced, so he's not that worried about wearing all the big suits and everything, and I guess that's the way he's teaching the boys. So we had like this cheap funny old hat with a veil and some gloves, so that was the main thing. And then we just bought painters overalls, which the boys wore, which was fine. And yeah, it's great that they get to learn about keeping bees with their grandfather, because I can remember when I was tiny, like back in my Mount Isa days, I moved here when I was 8. Dad always used to keep bees out the back, so it's good to pass on those skills. It's Dad showing the boys all about bees. First time looking in the hives. I've only got just a little bit of equipment. We'll gradually work it up. Well, it's always the times that you think you're okay and you're not. I just got a call. It wasn't even my normal clinical trial research coordinator. It shows me that it was desperate, wanting me to come down first thing on Tuesday morning to speak to my oncologist about a treatment review. Instantly I knew, because I didn't get those scans back. Instantly I knew that means the scans weren't good, even though the doctor had said to me yesterday, I'm not worried, it'll be fine. Well, he just said, I'm not worried. And I said, I'm not worried either. It's always the time when you're not worried that maybe you should have been more worried. But I had done my customary. Well, it could be other things. The other thing is my neck for the past week has just been really, really, really sore. Just a really bad stiff neck. And one day all of a sudden I thought, oh, is this cancer? And then I'm just doing the whole, you're a cancer patient, just calm down. It could just be a stiff neck. So now I'm really worried that I've got cancer in my neck, because that's a natural progression point. It's the triplets' birthday on Tuesday, and I said, do I have to come on Tuesday? I've got people coming around for their afternoon tea. And she said, it's just, we might need to get other things into play straight away, because she can't say anything. The doctor's got to be the one that tells me. So, because I got teary when I got off the phone, and I'm like, sorry to the Jaden and Toby are there. It's going to ruin your birthday. Not ruin, it's going to... And they were, of course, lovely. But then I'm like, I don't want to go through all this weekend knowing there's something bad and just trying to guess what it is. So I rang her back and said, is there a possibility that you can do a telehealth this afternoon? I can still come down on Tuesday, but is that a possibility? She said he's not in the office, but she'll see if he can give me a ring anyway, because he has been answering her emails. So that's where I'm at. Just so sucks. I hate cancer.